Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Broadcasting Network, 10:50 a.m., following broadcasts in 102.3 FM and 106.5 FM. We are serving the world one household at a time. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Up Connect, and Kimiator Peak Performance Coaching.
Hello, and welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. My name is Jonathan Bash, and I'm going to be your host today. Today, we are going to be talking about fashion, all fashion. So we have three amazing guests to share their point of views. And as you know, art is subjective, and so is fashion. We have a lot of great guests today to show their point of views and give their opinions on current trends and what's going on today in the fashion world. So I want to start off with our first guest today, the one and only Faustina. Faustina is a social entrepreneur, strategist, business management consultant, and small business generalist. She is also the co-founder of an amazing nonprofit called Black Women's Wall Street. Her mission through this nonprofit organization is to empower Black women by providing a plethora of different business training techniques. She also, believe it or not, has worked with the supermodel Iman on a cosmetic and skincare line. I am so honored to have her here today, and let's get her on the line. Faustina, how are you?
I'm fine, Jonathan. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure and honor to be here with you.
Oh, it is such an honor for me. I'm so excited we get to talk live on the radio right now and discuss all the amazing things you've accomplished and your point of view on fashion. So I want to just get started and just dive right in.
Sure thing.
So what has sparked your interest in fashion?
Oh, wow, Jonathan, that's an awesome question because it was actually my mom. She was a seamstress, and growing up, she wanted to show me how to cut patterns, and I was like, oh, no, thank you. But the funny thing was I didn't run away to go and play. I stayed and watched her. So it was just that started out with me. She loved fashion. She loved making her own clothes.
So you were influenced. You were influenced by your mother, and
yes.
I'm very influenced by my mother too with a lot of things,
yes.
and it's very
Thank
cute,
you,
very
Mom.
sweet. Yeah, thank you, Mom. Go on. I'm so sorry.
And I was going to say that that's important. What we teach our children is because we may think they're not listening, but as long as we pour into them, it does make a difference. So I'm just channeling my mom in everything that I do, and I know being on your radio show today, she would be so thrilled, and I believe she's smiling down from heaven because this is her thing.
So sweet. So I know you're from Nigeria.
Yes.
And I know Nigeria definitely has a beautiful and distinct style. And I wanted to talk to you about African fabrics, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
I want to ask you one more thing before I start cutting you off because I'm a talker. That's why I'm on here. Why are African fabrics so important to you, or in general?
Because, the one thing about African fabrics is there's different styles, textures, but they also have, meaning. And the important thing is that there's religious, political, even financial significance in a lot of the fabric. Mm-hmm. And the care and the attention that's gone into creating the fabric, the different ways in which the fabrics are actually put together, the designs and the designers, the talent that goes behind it, the effort. It's really a process. And as a fashion designer, you know that.
Yes.
And so I just think it's fascinating.
I find it very fascinating, too, because I believe African fabrics really, really, really define culture, as you just said, because there are so many different cultures in Africa. And I see a lot of designers utilizing these African fabrics in these westernized, traditional clothing of today. And I really have seen like sparks and sparks and sparks of the influence of African fabrics. So I really appreciate your point of view on that, since you are from Nigeria.
Thank you. I just think it's amazing. There's so many things that you can make out of it. So depending on your personal style, whatever fabric you want, if you want color, if you want different patterns, you can also mix fabrics and patterns. So you don't have to make an outfit out of one particular African fabric. You can mix that with just whatever you want it to be based on your personal style, what appeals to you, your aesthetic. And that's the amazing thing about it. If you want a jumpsuit, skirt, jacket, suit, earrings, handbags, shoes, you name it, you can make it with an African fabric.
I definitely agree, and I've seen it, and I just appreciate the detail of the fabrics, and I love how designer nowadays are accumulating different fabrics and not necessarily matching them, but
Yeah.
I think you've seen just different styles of bold prints being mixed. I don't think there's a thing about matching anymore. I think it's just about expressing and making things artistic and just beautiful. I want to. Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, Jonathan, excuse me. I was going to say that isn't that what fashion is about?
You just said it very eloquently. It's exactly what fashion is all about. I wanted to move on, and I wanted to talk about your personal style because, like I said earlier, art is subjective, and everyone has their own personal style. Everyone has an opinion when it comes to fashion. I mean, that's what the red carpet is all about with all these commentators. It's all about their own personal opinion. But because I know you're a very fashionable woman and a beauty, I want to discuss your personal style. And I mean, you can't be plain Jane if you works for Iman. We'll get into that too. So can you express to me your different fashion personal style?
I think I'm more of a classic personal style because I love pinstripes. Love pinstripes.
Yeah, it really elongates the body. Yeah.
A jacket, vest, skirt, dress, pants in every color, and I'm good. But I also love animal print.
Oh my God, yeah. That never goes out of style.
It never does. So I think if I were to go back in time, I probably would have lived in the 40s. If that says anything, I would have lived in the 40s because of the fashion styles and classic tailored pinstripe suits. I just love all of that.
Yes. And I like how people nowadays are stepping away from the little black dress, if that makes any sense, because you mentioned animal prints, and I've been seeing a lot of animal prints lately. And I also appreciate your view on your business attire, because that is so important nowadays, especially with women, because a lot of women don't know what angle to go, which way to go. And I like that you mentioned the different things that you like to wear, because hopefully it will inspire other women that are listening to the show what possibilities they have.
Yes, my mom taught me that the most important thing is that you look, your appearance was neat. And so you don't necessarily have to wear anything expensive if you can afford it, but whatever you can afford, make sure at minimum your appearance was presentable when you walked out the door, because you also represent your family too.
That's beautiful.
She just taught me you don't have to have a lot of pieces in your wardrobe, but everything just needs to coordinate. And
I love that.
To wear and be comfortable.
Yeah, basics are my favorite because you could dress them up and dress them down. And I feel like when people invest in buying clothing, they are investing in the style and investing in clothing that they could wear more than once. So I like the basics because they have universal appeal, and I love what you said.
Yeah.
I love your opinion. I love your point of view.
Thank you. And I learned from her is just to get the basic pieces, like you said, and then build your wardrobe around that as you can. And again, you made a really perfect point is don't just buy clothes, invest in your wardrobe. You're spending money, and so it's an investment. So I love that you said that.
I want to move on to Iman.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the one thing you took from working for Iman and her incredible cosmetic and skincare line?
I had the pleasure of meeting her when she launched the line,
Uh-huh.
and she launched it in JCPenney stores. And the wonderful thing I love about her in life, she really knows about women's skin and what's good because she was a model and she took that experience. And that was a lesson that I learned. One is take your experience and then monetize that. So she
Yes.
created an amazing line that worked for a number of women. And the wonderful thing about the line I love is the vibrant colors of the makeup. And that's important, and the range too. So those two things, the range and the vibrant colors, so makeup and fashion, it all kind of goes together so that everyone gets to express who they are and then be
Totally.
comfortable
Totally.
in their skin and appreciate their skin and who they are and what they represent.
Totally.
So I had a pleasure working on the line. It was fun.
That's great. I'm sure she was just an amazing inspiration, and I'm glad you shared that with us. So, how do you define fashion?
For me, it's, again, just self-expression. Your
Self-expression.
look should say and speak to who you are. It doesn't have to tell the whole story, but just a piece of you, a part of you, what's important about you, what you want to share. It's also your brand, I think.
Yeah, that's
And
really
so
interesting that you said that. I love how you put that. You're portraying you are a brand, and people are brands, and they should want to look their best and represent themselves in a artsy, fun, and fashionable way, if that makes any sense.
yeah, so whoever you are, whatever your personal style is, particularly if you're in business, your fashion is an extension of you and your business, and so you do have to bear that in mind. But have fun, be you, do you.
Yes, have
Wear what you
fun,
want to
do
wear,
you.
own it.
Exactly. I love that. Can
Yeah,
you
that's
tell
that's the
me?
big
Oh,
thing.
sorry.
Yeah,
What were you
no, I was just
saying?
going to say, yeah, that's the amazing thing, and being able to sit here and talk to you, the fashion designer, I just
Aw.
think it's so crazy, and this is just amazing.
Oh my God, you're just you have the most beautiful soul. I can't express how much I'm obsessed with you. So,
Thank you. Likewise.
can you just give me a example? I know you run the amazing nonprofit Black Women's Wall Street, and your mission is literally to uh, you provide a plethora of different business training techniques. Has fashion ever come up in these teachings?
Not quite yet. We're focused on our nonprofit, Black Women's Wall Street Inc. We are focused on really empowering Black women who aspire to become business owners, and we provide them with startup business training, financial literacy, education, because we want them to impact local and global communities. So we take them through the steps of entrepreneurship and provide the fundamentals, the basic business principles that they need to, think about. So for anyone who is a fashion designer, you still have to be a business-minded person. So entrepreneurship and the lessons and the principles is important. You take your business idea. It's the same thing as looking at fabric in a fashion design. You have to have that concept. And so what we provide is the concept and the process and the steps from your business idea, your business plan, your digital branding and marketing, your succession plan, your development plan, your financial plan, your exit strategy, just in case something happens. If you're able to, you need to pivot like the pandemic taught us. So we take women in sessions through the entire process because it's about launching a business venture, not just starting a business. The intent to make profit and monetize your intellectual property. So for anyone who is a fashion designer, you still have to understand basic business principles to be successful. It goes hand in hand if you want to, scale or level up your business, right?
I wish I had your consulting when I first started my design company, because the business side was extremely difficult to learn when you're a creative person that just wants to focus on creating. So learning the business from the bottom up is difficult and was difficult. So I wish I had you when I first started, but I learned.
Yes, and that's the thing is we all learn, it's a process.
Well, it's time to let you go.
Oh, Well,
But
I have
I
so much fun.
really, really, really appreciated your point of view. It was very fresh and new, and hopefully our listeners were educated by everything you said. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Jonathan, and good luck with Fabulous Lifestyle Radio.
Thank you. Take
It'll be
care,
awesome.
love.
We are live on KCAA Broadcasting Network, 10:50 a.m., following broadcasts in 102.3 FM and 106.5 FM. We are serving over 5 million households in the Inland Empire, North County, San Diego, Orange County, and San Gabriel Valley. We are serving the world one household at a time. We are also in iHeart, Spotify, Tiki Live, Ustream, Apple, iTunes, and anywhere with your favorite podcast. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Up Connect, and Kim Yater Peak Performance Coaching.